It's not about the white man or the white lawyer versus a black lawyer, or a white man versus a black man, or whatever the case may be, because this is us dealing with whatever issues going on. Hey, what's going on, everyone? King here. So, continuing with the theme of giving my thoughts on the meeting that took place on March 25th, 2023. Um, at the meeting, some things were said that I definitely disagree with. Members of the board who are also defendants in this case that I'm currently pursuing made a point to say that uh, they at least assumed or made the assumptions, or jabs, you will, jabs at me and my mother, that especially me, because I'm the one that's really doing a lot of the work behind the scenes, is really bring forth this lawsuit, protect my rights and my mother's rights and her family's rights, and really get this whole air property legal issues resolved. And so they have a problem with that, as they probably should, because who wants to be sued in court? Who wants to have their business put out there for the whole world to see? But I didn't start this. Like I said before, that I was not around in 2011. I was still in the Air Force, and I was serving my country overseas. I left the United States in 2008. I didn't come back to 2014. I come back. I mean, come back to live. I mean, come back to be stationed. I mean, I passed through in between my deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan, and and I came home uh, for for a funeral, and for other things too. I came home in between my deployments and my assignments, from Japan to Germany, and so forth and so forth. But not to get off sidetracked, not to get sidetracked. But um, I wasn't around then. My mother was living in Louisiana, and they some people were here around, and they had a hand in all of this infighting and legal issues, but I wasn't around. But I made a point to say, I said to the board, members of the board, some of the members of the board, who name was defendants, during the meeting, that I'm, or in the words they used, we, right, but really mean me, are too busy to prove ourselves to the white man, to the white lawyer. Speaking about me hiring a lawyer, me hiring a white man to represent us, a white lawyer to represent us, as if to say that, and this is my opinion, this is my assumption, this is me, based on my feelings and my thoughts on the matter involved in this, and the things that I've seen, right? Even going back to the first lawsuit from 2011, 2015, because I paid for the transcripts to be developed from the court reporter being in the courtroom that lasted for 3 days. And I requested the transcripts because my members of my family couldn't afford to do it themselves. So I came out of pocket to produce these transcripts because I wanted to know what was said during court. This card. Why are they making it about race? In this legal fight, it's not about the white man or the white lawyer versus a black lawyer, or a white man versus a black man, or whatever the case may be, because this is us dealing with whatever issues going on. Whether it be personal issues, personality issues, inter-family issues, or family, or whatever. Because I never made it to be my family versus another family. It was about business. They made it about a family versus another family, and there's transcripts to prove it. There are statements that were said during court to make it seem like that. Because my family were called fools and ignorant by a black lawyer. So you have a black man who happens to be a lawyer. So a black lawyer who's representing his black clients, who are the 9 individuals that sued my family, right? And my family had a black lawyer, which I helped pay for. Me and my mother helped pay for this black lawyer to represent her siblings. There were only 2 that had a lawyer. The other 3 individuals didn't have a lawyer, so they were representing themselves, who happened to be also what? Black. So you got a black man in court who was a lawyer in court, The court of law on record calling another black person fool and ignorant. So tell me how that sit well. How's that okay in front of a jury of their peers, in front of a maybe a white judge, a black judge? I don't know what kind of race the race of the judge was, and I really don't care at this point. It doesn't really matter. But imagine that you go to court, you're a black person, and you call somebody. You're a lawyer now. You spend your time going to get the training, education to be a lawyer to represent people in court of law, and you sitting here respecting another black person by calling them a fool and ignorant. You might as well just call them the N-word in a court of law. Luckily, the judge that was hearing the case corrected him and said, hey, not in my court, don't do that again. I'm paraphrasing, but I had the transcript to prove it, what was said and what was not said. But for them to go through that and make that comment again, I want to play the video, but I'm not going to play the video. I might just save it for. I'll just save it for when we go to court. But it was said that how are we, that me, are doing this to appease or prove ourselves to the white man, to the white lawyer. And they weren't the only one who said it. I had actually another cousin, who was the nephew, one of the nephews to my late grandmother, who passed away in 2020. He brought it up too, but the white man this, the white man that. I'm like, again, looking around the room, there is no white man in the room. People that look like me. What are they talking about? Why are they bringing the race card? Why? Why? What point are they trying to prove to say that what the black lawyer is going to do a better job representing his clients? Let me back up here. So again, going back to the first lawsuit, the 9 individuals who are black sued members of my family who are also black, look just like me. Variations of my skin color, right? And he represented them from 2011 to 2015. And during that period of time, they sued the bank for a breach of contract, who had the money, for allowing members of my family, the 5 individuals that were being sued, for using the money, who wired the money to the law firm to start the quiet title action process, to which the law firm paid to do a title extraction of property to determine who the rightful owners of the property, who's the first owners of the property, and then use that information to develop who are the heirs to the property, who had ownership of the property, right? To acquire the title. At some point in time, the plaintiffs in the case, 9 individuals, aware their lawyer, reach a contract, or sorry, reach agreement with the lawyer's, the bank's lawyer. So reach a settlement agreement to reimburse the $20,000, to put the $20,000 back into the bank account. Allegedly, that is, right? I mean, the court knows what happened. My family members know what happened, who were defendants in the case know what happened. But anyway, so that money never made it into the bank account. And that $20,000 never made it to the bank account. It was given to the black lawyer. The black lawyer, in turn, used that part of that $20,000 to reimburse him, pay himself the cost for representing the plaintiffs. And whatever was left over, the 9 individuals divided up that rest of the money for themselves. Even though at some point in time, again, before the case concluded, or maybe, I don't know exactly when, but at some point in time between 2011 and 2015, that the judge said that $20,000 needs to come back and put that money back in the bank account. That black lawyer didn't do that. So when I got involved in 2016, I hired a lawyer, and in 2017, April 2017, when the 9 individuals plus 1, 10, were served the complaint, I put it in that complaint about their black lawyer now and his clients misappropriating that $20,000. That they used the $20,000 for themselves instead of putting the money back, and they denied it. They denied it in the response. They denied it. They committed perjury by saying that they didn't touch that $20,000. They denied it. But it wasn't until It came to depositions, and my lawyer asked him, my white lawyer, yeah, I had a white lawyer at the time too. My white lawyer questioned one of the defendants, and he answered, "Yeah, we spent that money. We got that money." But yet, when he answered the complaint, they say they didn't do it. They said they didn't touch it. That didn't happen. But when it came to the deposition, they did. So here we go again. Why are they bringing up white man versus a black man, or white lawyer versus a black lawyer? Like a black lawyer is going to do a better job for his clients. Yes, you could say that a black lawyer understands what it is to be a black man or a black person in the world, but that's going to make them be a better lawyer? I don't think so. I wholeheartily disagree with that comment. It pisses me off that they go race with it. They got by the race because what's crazy is that the individuals that were involved in the first lawsuit and members of the family brought on a white man. They brought the white man into this. There's evidence of it. I had the evidence of some of the defendants and their families allowing the white men who live around the property to come on our property, to trespass on our property, without even have proper documentation that say that they belong on the property. They come on there and they're hunting on our property, killing deer and boar on our property, got a deer feeder on our property, taking photos with the game that they killed, got their truck on our property, and I'm the one that called the sheriff. I'm the one that called the sheriff and say, "Hey, this individual, this vehicle is on our property. We don't know who the vehicle that belongs to, but what's going on?" Come to find out, the vehicle belonged to a white man. But yet, white man this, white man that. I ain't allowed no white man on property. Hmm? And even if I did, it's not against the law. But I will not do that because there's a proper way of doing things. I would not allow somebody to come on a property without having proper documentation that that person is allowed to be on a property. Especially, why are you going to hunt on a property that they don't own? Why would I allow them to do that? Unless I was greasing my well on wheels, unless I was stuffing my pockets, lining my pockets with money, and that didn't happen. But others did it, even when they were barred from doing it, even when they were ordered by the court to not to do it, they still did it. But they want to make it about the white man. They want to make it about a white lawyer. Hmm? The same black lawyer that represented the plaintiffs in the first case and also represented him in the last case that was involved. He resigned in December of 2019. They can deny it all they want. They can deny it all they want. They can. That's fine because I did the research and discovered that that's what happened. That December of 2019, because this is court record. This is public record. This is for anybody to go look at it. In December of 2019, I believe it was December 4th of 2019, he voluntarily filed a motion to be relieved for representing his clients. To be relieved as counsel for his clients on December 4th, 2019. At least that's when he typed it up. And he was presented in court. And then when it came across the judge's desk, he signed it in, I believe, the early part of March of 2020. Whose fault is that? Not my fault. Not my lawyer's fault. That's his client's fault. For whatever reason. Why did he resign? But yet, they're making it seem like a black man's going to do a better job as a lawyer representing his black clients than a white man, a white lawyer representing his black clients. Why are they making it about race? Because right now it's like, yeah, I got the white lawyer. But you know what? The board's attorney, the board's lawyer, and another lawyer that's involved are all black. I guess like they could do a better job. They have not done a better job. They have not gone the extra mile to help their clients. They have not gone the extra mile to help their clients. I'm confused on this. I don't understand. Yeah, I got members of my family and others talk about a white man this, a white man that. Hmm? So fearful of the white man. This is, and yeah, they accuse me of trying to sell this land to Walt Disney World for $25 million with no proof. They're so concerned about this land being lost to the white man they are so concerned about this land being lost to white man, but yet do not want to lift their finger to help preserve and protect it the right way by using the rules and laws. I don't understand that. I don't. It doesn't make sense. Someone please help me make sense of this. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's unfortunate, that they have this kind of mindset. I've been around the world at least 5 or 6 times. I can't even count how many times I've been on a plane from the United States to Europe, from Europe back to the United States, from the Middle East to Europe, from Europe to back to America, and America to Asia, you know, Asia to the Middle East, and vice versa. Like, I've been around the world, had the luxury of living in foreign countries, seeing things that only the average American would, cannot probably afford to go see and do things that they can't afford to do. But I've done it. I did it because I served my country. I shook hands with foreign military dignitaries, you know, officers enlisted, broke bread with them, offered me tea and water and a meal free of charge as a point of hospitality. But yet here it is, my own family is acting like this. I didn't start this fight, but me and my mother had put our time and energy, money into preserving, protecting this property the best way we can, and get it. They don't understand it. They don't. Okay, that's fine. They don't want to agree. They don't want. Okay, that's fine. But to make it about race, no, I can't. I can't. It doesn't sit well with me. This doesn't make sense. It's not right. It's not right by no means. I mean, how is it that the black people, the black race, we're talking about reparations, but yet, you know, I said in my other video about Washington James, he purchased his own 40 acres of mule. Not just Washington James. I mean, he allowed it to be. He brought in other family members. His brother and Toby Cox, who is my grandmother's great grandfather. He's my third great grandfather. Washington James being my second great grandfather, and they're family members. I think one of the Toby Cox or Papa Sim married a James, so therefore we're related. Like, we're dual heirs. By way of, me and my mother are dual heirs by way of her parents. So, well within my right to preserve and protect this property for her siblings, for her people. This was never about this family versus this family, or my grandfather's family versus my grandmother's family, because we're all family. We come from the same stock of Washington James and Toby Cox. And I said that back in 2017. And I want to say it again. But it's unfortunate that family rather spew their ignorance, spew their hatred, spread false information, lies about me and my mother, than to get to the truth. It's okay to lie. It's easier to lie than to tell the truth. That makes no sense. They cast the first stone, but yet they're not without sin. They point fingers at me and my mother, but yet they're part of the reason why things are the way they are. And I called people. I physically didn't call them on the phone, but I put out the notice to come home and get involved, and didn't want to listen. They rather listen to what somebody else is saying, hearsay, gossip, rumors, lies, whatever. They rather hear the truth. Anyways, that's all I have. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I see you in another video. Take care. Peace.